Hi, it's been a while. So I've struggled with coming on here a fair bit. It just didn't feel right for a long time, but I just keep getting all these ideas that I want to share with you. So back we are. And what I want to come with you today is that it's always from my own experience. I feel like I'm the type of person that spiritually I get sent these physical experiences and then I move through them, heal with them, deal with them, and from there can teach. From that experiential, I have experienced this, I have gone through this physical ailment, mental challenge, and then from there teach and help you to move through the same thing. And it will often happen that I will have reflux, as an example. Don't get reflux. And then the next week, I've got 3 clients who come in with reflux. And so part of me really struggles with that because I just want to feel well all the time. But then there's another part of me that's like grateful for it because I viscerally, on a cellular level, can understand what you're going through and what you've been through and have the path out of that, whether it's reflux. Unfortunately, a tooth extraction, let me tell you about that one day. And I guess it's just how I practice. And is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. Do I have a choice about it? I don't know. But from an empathic point of view, it's like I receive these physical ailments and then, can help you through it. So in that way, it is a gift. It is a true gift. So the last month, to be honest, from ovulation to ovulation has been pretty challenging. I spent 2 weeks in significant anxiety, and I wrote an email about that, if you read that email, about how it was different. Like I kind of just was like, well, hey there, and carried it through my day rather than really resisting it. So that happened for 2 weeks, and then during my bleed I got significant pain, which happens every so often. More often it's a fine cycle, a fine bleed, but this one was pretty intense, and we were traveling at the same time, which is always no good. And then I started to get a toothache, and from that toothache came a tooth infection, and we were not in our hometown. We were traveling, and I am terrified of the dentist. I do not like it. I find it sensory overstimulating. I get an adrenaline rush. I get anxious. I can't explain to you why. There seems to be no rhyme or reason about it. I just don't like it. It makes me very uncomfortable to go. And so the pain was so bad that I ended up going, and she said, look, you're going to need a root canal or to get it pulled out. Now, this is going to resonate with some of you, and some of you, you're just going to be like, you're an idiot. I don't understand. And that's fine, but I'm going to explain this to the people that maybe resonate with this but haven't previously been able to put words to how they feel about their body. When she said you need to get it removed or you need to get a root canal, the fear and anxiety within me that my body was going to be changed, altered, something taken out of it that is mine, I felt that deeply within my system, and I am always like, there's always a solution. Like, surely there's always a solution. Never give that up. There's always a solution. So as soon as she said root canal, and that's going to take you 3 dental sessions, just wait till you get home to do it, I was like, no. I don't want to experience that. I don't want to experience that. And then the more I researched and the more I went down the rabbit hole, the more I understood that a root canal, from my research, feel free to, is a very temporary thing. So in the end, most people who get a root canal end up getting the tooth removed anyway. And if you do get one, you end up with a dead organ in your body. That tooth is dead. So then your immune system is constantly fighting this dead organ, trying to kind of kick it out of your body. And that takes up a lot of energy. It takes up a lot of nutrients. It takes up a lot of your immune system. And to me, that doesn't make sense, right? Like, I'd rather get it completely extracted and removed than put a load on my nervous system and my immune system to keep a tooth there to function and look a certain way when really it's dead, for the health of the rest of the system. So because it was a Friday, it took I had to really integrate that. I had to do my research and learn what that meant for me. But what that also meant is that I was in 10 out of 10 pain for 3 days before I could get it extracted, because it was the weekend. We were in not in our hometown. And if you've ever experienced tooth pain, which a lot of people I've talked to in real life have resonated with, it is like top tier level pain. Like, give me birthing a child any day. I would take an ear infection over tooth pain. Like, agony. 10 out of 10, unescapable, can't sleep. Panadeine thought wasn't cutting it. As you may know, I don't take painkillers. I have taken so much painkillers in the last 10 days that it makes me feel a bit sick. But there was no, like, the level of pain I was in, it was, you just got to do what you got to do. And also, by the end of the weekend, it wasn't working. It was taking an hour for the pain medication to kick in. I'd get maybe an hour of reduced pain, still in pain, and then be back to 10 out of 10 pain. And so you emotionally go to this really hopeless state of, like, am I going to be in this level of pain forever? And we're on holidays with my family, and I couldn't be present for it. And that is the number one reason why I strive for health every other day of my life, because I do not want to miss a moment with my family, and I have grief over that. So when they took the tooth out, it was like, my husband's cousin came to stay a couple of nights, and I asked her to come with me because I knew that I would not cope, and I especially wouldn't cope if I had to go through it by myself. And she was the perfect human for me, like, just so supportive, talked me through absolutely everything that was going to happen, that was happening, grounded me, supported me emotionally, physically. I love you, Em. You are amazing, honest to God. Needed that. But and afterwards, so it happened and it was awful, and I was like full adrenaline, shaking, crying, hysterical. Like, I was a mess. And afterwards she said to me, she didn't say, and I think this was really cool, she didn't say, how are you feeling? She said, what are you feeling? And I thought that was such a cool, like, looking back, I'm like, that was such a great question, because she knew how I was feeling. You could see on my face how I was feeling. It was like pouring out of me. But she said, what are you feeling? And in a very honest moment, I said, grief. I am feeling grief. I grew that tooth, and they just grabbed some pliers and yanked it out of my body. Like, I grew that. That's my body. That's part of me. And this is the part where I'm like, some of you aren't going to get this. Some of you are going to be like, it's a tooth, get over it. That's not me. I can't, like, and I'm speaking to these people that, again, may not be able to put words to how you are feeling, but for me in that moment, I was like, you have just removed a part of me, and I feel utter grief over that. I feel loss. Do you know how hard I worked to grow that tooth? You'll either get it or you won't. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that we go through these physical things in life. You get a tooth extracted, or you have a C-section, or you give birth, or you have a migraine. And that encompassed in that is this emotional component to it. You have emotions around that. You connect emotions with that. There are things, and if you don't address those emotions, they hang around. Like a week later, that grief was still hanging around, and I just went and saw a beautiful practitioner, and she helped me clear it. And I think having the knowledge that I have around the body, I understand that a tooth extraction is not just a tooth extraction. You don't just yank it out and then you're good to go. It has an effect on your nervous system. It has effect on your neurological system, your mood. Yeah, it has effect on your immune system. It has effect structurally on your muscles, your fascia, your chain. Yeah, and it has an effect on your emotions and your emotional well-being. And I have done the past week, I have done everything within my power to support my body through that. And maybe I can do like a part 1, 2, 3 series on this, because you can apply these principles to whatever you've gone through. You know, if you go and have surgery for whatever thing, if you are unwell with a flu or gastro, you can do the same thing. But the reason why I'm so committed to supporting my body emotionally and physically through this is because need it now, I need it later. Yeah. But I also want to get back to my family and my life and my clients and my business and myself as quickly as possible. And I cannot do that if I don't heal and integrate where I'm at now and nurture that process. And I am so lucky that I have the resources around me. I have created a team of professionals around me that I am beyond thankful for, so grateful for, that intimately know me as a human, me as my nervous system. They know my nervous system better than I know my nervous system. To be able to go to a chiropractor and for them to say, you know what, Jenna, today's not a day that we crack and go really hard. Today we do gentle. Could cry. I'm so thankful. And this is what it takes. This is what it takes to look after your body, your physical body, your emotional body, your spiritual body. This is what it takes. And I do suspect that there are people out there that don't require this level of support. And you know what? Go you. Like, I am in awe of you. I'm really excited for you. And I also have to acknowledge that I am not that person. I am the person that has a high life load, a high emotional load, have been through trauma, and also I am intimately familiar at every given moment of what my body is doing. I feel on a cellular, muscular, nervous system level every part of my body. And call it neurodivergence, call it being highly tuned into your physical body, whatever you want to call it, it is what it is. And for that reason, in order for me to feel good in my body, I require high levels of support. So that includes a chiropractor, a kinesiologist, an NST practitioner. It contains really good nutrition, clean filtered water, meditating every day, journaling most of the time, a psych when I need it. It contains connection, community. It requires a high level of support, and I will be honest with you, and I have raged against that, because I see so many people around me who don't require that level of support, and I'm like, well, what makes me, like, what is deficient in me that I require so many things to feel okay most of the time? Okay, and yes, probably it comes down to different wiring of my brain and my nervous system. It also probably comes down to PTSD and trauma and having an eating disorder as a kid and all of this life experience, but it doesn't take away from the fact that in this phase of my life, I require more than the average person. And that's okay. And I'm just kind of like in this moment coming to peace with it. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because if you're that person that's raging against how much you have to do day to day in order to be okay some of the time, I want you to know you're not alone. I also want you to know that it's okay. And I know it doesn't feel okay all the time, but there are ways that we can support you and put in structures and systems for your day-to-day life that mean that you're not going to have to seek externally for a long time to be okay. You have everything within you to regulate, to be healthy, to thrive, and that also means going through hard things, which, you know, completely blows up my white picket fence expectation that I've had for 30 years. Oh man. So anyway, if you've like please, if this resonates, let me know. I can only create content and information and these videos knowing that they're going to help someone. Even if it's just one of you, please comment, please let me know, connect with me. The more that we connect, the more that we create a community, the less alone we feel in these this life and these situations where you do feel like you're a weirdo. Like, honest to God, when I was like, I feel grief over that tooth no longer being in my body, I felt really weird. I felt like a weird human. And it is what it is, okay? The next person may not feel that way, but that's how I felt, and I can't deny it. So, yes. That's how I felt. So, I hope this has helped you. I hope that, you know, you've gained something from this video, and let me know. I know I'm coming on barefaced, raw, real, honest, unfiltered. I'm not going to edit it. I'm just going to post it. And it means a lot to me to have your support and to connect with you and to be able to help you and guide you from this experience of having a body. Because having a body sometimes is super difficult. And I can help you navigate it. All right. Happy day.